Okay, so we want to talk about the pro-male collective ideology because we are a distinct movement from every other male movement, right? We are the evolution of all the past failures of every other movement. So the thing is, it's not what you have in common that's important. It what makes you different from others that is. Okay, so we reject the concept of masculinity. We reject the concept of misogyny, and we believe in collective activism as well. So there's like a three core foundational principles as well
And we also
that we
reject
have.
we also reject the concept and the lie of the patriarchy, because both
So we,
the feminists and also the right wingers believe in the patriarchy.
yes, yes, and also so if you cover that, so if we want to have four pillars, it says reject all feminist concepts, right? Because there's like, the patriarchy and misogyny are two core feminist concepts that we reject. So we reject all feminist concepts, right?
Yeah,
Because it's just based on lies and falsehood. And most MRAs believe in feminist concepts. That's actually a massive problem. It holds back their ideological understanding. So Marxists look at it from their point of view. There's capitalism, there's a bourgeoisie, the oppress the proletariat. The bourgeoisie operate the state in their own interests. We need to overthrow the state and seize the state apparatus so we can operate the state in the proletariat interest. Right? So, for whatever you think about Marxists, on that alone makes it a far superior ideology than whatever the average MRA believes, because they don't have an ideology. Actually, there's nothing to anchor them from a philosophical point of view.
No,
So it doesn't underpin their act. It's just like based on emotions and short-term thinking and groveling and begging to feminists.
your average IQ MRA doesn't hold on to any core beliefs. They don't know what they believe in.
Yes, yes. They just want the feminists to stop treating them badly, being mean to them, basically, and they just beg and beg and beg and beg over and over again. I've seen it. There's like MRAs have been begging feminists for years on end, and it doesn't work. Yeah,
yeah,
and the
and
thing is, like,
a lot of MRAs are also into lifestyle advice and
yes,
individualist nonsense like that. They don't want any
yes,
systemic changes. At best, they want some
yes,
reforms, or like
yes,
on some issues. Like they also don't view men's issues holistically. They only
hmm
select certain issues that might personally affect them at the time, but they disregard other
yes,
issues.
yes. So most of the issues that I talked about don't affect me right now. So I'm status raped. So my status has been destroyed my entire life, and I think I had a lot of potential that I never got to realise due to my status rape, due to my upbringing. Right, most of the stuff I talk about is not about that because there's other issues to talk about. Most MRAs are single issue people. Right, that is a
Yeah,
massive problem.
They're so
Feminists are not single issue.
yeah. Men are solipsistic. Men in the MRM, they think
Yeah,
about what personally
yes.
affects them. And don't.
They can't think outside themselves.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I never had to deal with the family court in my entire life, and I still make
Yes.
videos about it, right?
Yes, it offends me on a personal level as well. It does offend me. Like a lot of these things, I'm not been circumcised. It absolutely fucking disgusts me. Right, that it goes on. It makes me want to vomit. It makes me angry. Right. Okay. So there's a lot of issues that don't personally. I probably too. The odds of me getting drafted because I'm older now. I'm 43. The odds of me getting drafted are like minuscule. Basically, they're minuscule. But I still object to the draft on principle alone. In fact, my fellow man's getting drafted and he's been put at risk of death out of sadism. It disgusts me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And a lot of men don't think that way, especially not in the
Yeah.
MRM.
Yes.
So,
So,
yeah.
do you want to go? Oh, sorry, I'll let you speak.
Now, with the Promel Collective, we're trying to collect all the principled men we can who can think about men's issues from a holistic perspective and just
Yeah. Yes.
see it.
So,
Yeah, let's go through this
oh,
then.
go ahead, sorry. Yeah, let's go through the manifesto. We're going to look at
So,
the manifesto.
shall I
Yes.
read this
Okay.
title? So,
Yes. Yes.
here's our updated manifesto, simplified for newcomers to read and understand how our group is run and how we are separate from the rest of the men's rights movement. Yeah.
Yes. That's important to emphasize. We are separate from the rest of the men's rights movement. We are not them. We are especially not part of the manosphere. We reject the manosphere, and we consider the manosphere a worse enemy to us than the feminists. Right? We just make that clear. There's no manosphere unity to be had with us. You manospherian types, you can go and have red pill manospherian unity with each other, right? But not with us. We don't know you. We don't want to have anything to do with you.
And another important point is that a lot of these people are obsessed with left and right politics. Like they consider men's rights
Yeah,
a right wing thing, and oh, we gotta own the
yeah,
leftists and we gotta own the libs,
yeah,
and bullshit like that. No,
yeah.
we criticize both sides because both sides are anti-male, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Manispherians behave like feminists a lot as well. They actually try
yeah,
to compete with feminists in calling for the draft of men. Like Manispherians,
yes,
like Roosh, I think, like complained about the
yeah,
excess men. There's not enough wars that
yes.
need to be drafted. And feminists have
And here's
said
another
that
thing
as
as
well.
well. I'm thinking as well. I've seen manospherian types say you can't criticize hypergamy, right? Because it's natural and it's good, right? So yeah, that means they're feminists, literally feminists. If you can't, if any Mel Sentient Void, he's got his own faction of pro maleness, which is not pro maleness, right? He thinks you can't call out hypergamy. It's a waste of time. No, one of the core tenets is calling out hypergamy because hypergamy is actually very destructive, right? And
Yeah,
there's a lot of fallacies about hypergamy. Oh, it's women selecting for superior genes. No, women actually select for maladaptive behavior, which actually is inferior genetics, right? So yeah,
yeah. Look at Elon Musk, like superior
yeah,
genes.
yeah, yes, yes.
Hypergamy is
He,
central to how people behave all around society.
well, women behave, yes,
And also,
yeah,
hypergamy is the counter to the patriarchy theory because these feminists they always say, "Oh, women make up only 20% of Congress and
yeah,
so and so percentage of CEOs," and yeah, we can
yes,
point to hypergamy being the cause behind that, right?
yeah.
Because
And also,
if
I want to point out another thing as well. Just because there's different, also the fact there's a different percentage of women doing stuff to men doesn't mean anything at all, right? It doesn't actually
yeah,
need to be explained, as far as I'm concerned. Like, yeah, like 0% of the aristocrats are sewage workers, right? It's not because aristocrats are oppressed and are banned from being sewage workers. They just got no incentive to be sewage workers. It's as simple as that. It's the same with like, female choices in the workplace. And also,
yeah,
women are just pushing men out of the workplace anyway. So that's bullshit on the face of it.
Yeah. Shall we read the manifesto then?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Men are an oppressed underclass. This is indisputable reality. It is not up for debate. By all the standards of the
Yes.
social
Yeah.
sciences,
So sorry. I just want to. It's not up for debate. The time to debate this is gone, and there are some people still ignorant of it because of feminist-dominated media, but there's countless millions of people who know this, right? Okay, so and these millions of people know this are still going to want to debate it with you, but they know this to be a fact. feminists know they're privileged over men, right? Especially the top tier feminists is who have positions of power. They know they're privileged over men. Period. So there's no point debating this with them. You're not going to convince them.
Yeah. But by all the standards of the social sciences, men are disadvantaged compared to women. Men live shorter, harsher, more violent lives. Women have far more rights than men. No amount of gaslighting by feminists can deflect from this fact. Men suffer from false consciousness. They have no affinity as a group, and worse still, they have an innate hostility towards each other. Men worship and adore women. They have a proven outgroup bias towards women. That is, men like women more than they like their fellow men. Men
I
are
really like I really like how it doesn't sugarcoat anything and gets straight to the point, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Men are a disorganized underclass. Thus, men are not able to fix their oppressive social conditions. Meanwhile, women are a highly organized upper class. Women keep on pushing their social dominance over men and expand their political power. Women have full spectrum social dominance over the male underclass. No other political group in history has ever had such political, social, and cultural dominance over society.
Yes. Yeah. Not even the Romans, not even the Nazis, right? Not even the communist ruling party. Women are the most socially dominant group to ever exist throughout history. If you want to give me examples that prove me wrong, feel free to do so. But I don't think you can.
Yeah. Like, wait, it's really impressive just how dominant women and feminism is. Just,
They've got cultural
yeah,
homogeny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're the most number one ranking dominant group by a large margin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The current men's rights movement is basically dead. I could write a novel on all the mistakes that the old anti-feminist communities repeatedly make. Most people in men's rights spaces still believe in feminist concepts and consider the complete rejection of feminists' ideas to be radical and extremist. Lots of men's rights activists are appeasers, cowards and sellouts, if not just outright traitors to the male sex, since they undermine their own cause constantly. Their MRA
Give
space...
count
Yeah,
examples. I could give countless examples of that. So one of our biggest problems is the biggest men's rights group on Reddit is controlled opposition, and it's full of hostile tradcons, honey badger radios, and a voice for men people who just gatekeep and keep a tradcon narrative going, right?
yeah, I have a history with the men's rights subreddit as well, just seeing pro-male collective videos get removed for the excuse that there was low-effort spam.
And the thing is, there was some post where they asked around on that subreddit, what do you think about the pro-male collective? And some commentators said that, oh, we're just grifters, and oh, it's better to stick to the OGs, to the manosphere, and like, how does this make any sense? The manosphere are the biggest grifters who sell dating advice, right? But they're calling us grifters.
Well, it's just projection then. And they're just against us. We're basically a rival faction to them. They feel threatened by us. So that's why they're excluding us. So, yeah.
Yeah. They're male hostile as well by instinct.
So, yeah. Their MRA spaces are full of constant concern trolling over MRA radicalism, while the enablement of feminist misandrists flourishes. And yes, most MRAs are tradcon feminist hybrids. This cock-blocking behaviour crushes the spirit of pro-male-minded men as they are banned, blocked, shunned, ignored, invalidated and gaslighted from having a seat at the table. And never mind the men's rights activists, who are just outright racist reactionaries. These racist, reactionary farts are just tribalistic man-haters who will validate feminism's false claims of men raping and trafficking women if they are directed against alien men to themselves. You know, like they always go
When
on
I
about...
wrote this,
Yeah.
I just want to state something. When I wrote this, I understated this, right? Because they'll validate trafficking and rape narratives against their own group of men as well, right? I've seen it. So they can be white men, just like they are, and they'll still validate the trafficking narratives against them, right? They've got all these left wing men, right, trafficking and raping women, or these right wing men are trafficking and raping women, right?
Yeah.
They'll go after their own group of men
Yeah.
if they don't like them.
So it just shows you the far-right racists are just male hostile. That
Yeah, the
that
scum.
yeah. That
Yeah, yeah, and also they go on and on about immigration, but when it's when it's female immigration, they have no problem with that.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Woman worshippers. So
yeah.
the old MRM is stale and worthless. Men need to create a true alternative to it. Men need to create a pro-male subculture, and they need to secure that subculture for the sake of having one, as a pro-male subculture is worth having for its own sake. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I use a metaphor? A pro-male subculture is the gardening term. It's the soil, the compost that will lead to the seeds of other stuff to happen, right?
Yes, like,
You can't have stuff to happen without the foundation, the garden for the seeds to
yes,
grow, right?
yes.
Oh,
The soil
I'm
for
not being
flowers
very
and
articulate.
big trees to grow. Yes. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
this is what we need.
Yeah.
The pro... Yeah, the pro-male subculture needs to promote a pro-male ideology based on a foundation of evidence, logic, and on a consistent set of ethics.
Yes.
The thing,
Consistent set of ethics is very important because you have like left wingers and right wingers who are very inconsistent on their ethics, right? Even left wing and right wing MRAs, they'll be like they'll fold when there's a bias at play. We've got to be consistent completely
yeah,
on this. This is what sets apart.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. We are an honest group.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've just realised I've just had an insight. We've got to brag about this as well. So we've got to brag about being ethically consistent. It's got to be one of our core ethic principles, actually, and we've got to broadcast it, and we've got to practice it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Right?
and the thing is about the pro male subculture is that we have a good chance of succeeding in this because look at the incel and black pill subculture. That was a fringe group originally, right? And now everybody's using their terms, right? So it basically, yeah. So there is a real chance that this that we are successful.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, the incel and black pill culture subcultures are self defeating. That's the
Yeah,
major problem. That's why, yeah, we're not going to be self defeating.
also, they grew on rage and shock value. So
Yeah,
we're probably going to be different from them in that regard.
yeah.
So, where was I?
the pro male
Yes,
subculture
the
must.
pro-male subculture must encourage a healthy mindset in men, one based on self-respect, compassion, and care for their fellow man. Only a healthy pro-social subculture can fight back against feminist and tradcon control over the levers of power in society.
Yeah, and then another problem is what I want to make an insight because the MRIs are so brain rotted. They've got this weird liberalism, namby-pamby type narrative, right? Okay, if you're not aiming to capture the states of the levers of state power as a group, you're not serious. You're a clown show. We need to capture levers of state power and exclude our enemies from it, right? Without remorse.
That's what our enemies do to us as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
works.
pro male political party, pro male lobbying,
Yes.
things like that.
Yes. Real world activism is not going to work if men are unable to organize correctly in the online world. And if you think organizing in the online world is a waste of time, just look at how rapidly feminism changed the world's legal systems and dismantled due process for men by starting online with the hashtag #MeToo hashtag movement.
Yes. Yes. It set the stage for the legal changes that happen in the UK and the US, right? So it controls the narrative and it convinces people in the positions of power to change society, right?
Yeah, yeah, me too. It was women raging just constantly, and suddenly society, because society cares, they decided to placate these women and just
Not because
damaged.
society cares. No. It's not because society cares. You're making a mistake about the motive. It's because society hates men. Yeah, society actually doesn't care about women that much, which may be a bit of a contradiction. It cares about women more than it cares about men, but it hates men far more than it cares about women.
Sure,
Right?
yeah,
That's a very good distinction to make.
correction then. It was just
Yeah.
the rage for the pretext to just kill due process in the
Then
legal system.
fake rage, fake rage as well.
Fake
Right? It's
rage,
just threat
yes.
narratives.
Yeah,
Yes, smearing men. Yes, there's no
yes,
rage going on there. Trust me.
yeah. Fake rage. Just threat
Yes.
narratives, fake
Yeah.
rage, yes. Okay,
Yes.
alright. Here's some principles then. So, number one, men need to have the correct mindset. Most male spaces either obsessively spam out narratives based on male hostility, such as racism, left versus right party politics, or attacking unmasculine men, or they rant on about women from a dating perspective. And if they're not talking about those subjects, then men lose interest and these spaces die off. Yeah. Point number two. Men need to be proactive. They must strive to propagate pro-male ideas as much as possible outside of their own spaces. If men are just hiding in safe spaces, their ideas will not spread. Anti-male narratives are pushed by an AI-driven algorithm internet and spammed out by misandrists obsessively. Men must push back as much as possible to counter this. Men must be proactive in the correct way, be efficient and strategical. Right. Are you guys still following?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Right. Point 3. Men not only need to be proactive, they must be coordinated in their approach, using teamwork to signal boost each other. Coordination can be a force multiplier in online activism. Yeah.
So
That, that, that,
we've proven this with the Reddit.
yeah.
So basically, we was at 7K monthly views, and it jumped up to 194K right now. It's probably going to pass two. We'll probably get 500,000 within a few months views easily, right? So coordination is a force multiplier.
Yeah. So we posted and we all commented together as a group, just generate engagement for our
Yeah, Shield.
posts.
What was you about to say, Shield?
Yeah, that's the biggest strength of the Promo collective. You see all these,
Yes.
like the men's rights subreddit, they're not coordinated. They're isolated voices speaking to the void, basically. Right? There's no
Yes.
coordination going on, and
Hmm.
it's also not gate kept. There are a lot of feminists and tradcons posting nonsense there. Sometimes it's deleted
Yes.
and sometimes not deleted. You know.
Yes. We're deleted. We're deleted. We're effective and deleted, but losers who make them look bad are not deleted. So it's a fucking clown show for sure.
Yes. Yes. Okay, number 4. Pro-male men must set up their own online pop culture spaces and gatekeep them. They must do this to encourage a healthy pro-male mindset within them and to gatekeep feminists out. Pro-male activism can't just be theory crafting. It has to offer real-world benefits to men. Having hobby spaces that aren't polluted by hostile geeky men and man-hating feminists is something we can offer. Yeah.
We can't just be like, again, can't just be theory crafters, right? We can't just like pontificate on the abstract. We've got to offer concrete benefits, and that's why we've got to actually offer men status and jobs, right? As well, that's another important aspect, right? There's got to be material benefits offered to men.
Yes.
Yeah. Men need jobs more than women. They need status. There's all kinds of data showing that unemployment hurts men more than women. They fall through the cracks, and
Magnitude more.
magnitudes more. They become depressed, isolated, commit suicide, all kinds of things.
Yes, I was one of those men, so I know. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, 5. We must avoid becoming a self-marginalizing subculture. To that end, we must avoid cult-like behavior and avoid using wacky terminology, such as black pill, red pill, manosphere, language. All that language must be avoided. We are the normal ones. Our set of ethics are humane, rational, and consistent. Even though we are outnumbered, they are the ones who are abnormal. We must strive to make a good impression of ourselves, since optics do count for us, as people are ready to dismiss us out of hand. So we can't forgive them the slightest excuse.
Give them. It's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6. We are a vanguard ideology, and will remain so until we can wake enough men up. While we want to grow, we can't have bad growth, or we will be sucked back into black pill / manosphere cookiness. We can't have affinity for the sake of affinity. Instead, we need pro-male affinity for the sake of pro-male affinity. We can't tolerate having bad
I want to make this clear what the distinction is. So the Manosphere grifters will try and worm the way in and talk about Manosphere unity, even though you're not part of the Manosphere, right? And they're anti-male. So pro-male affinity is not someone labels pro-male being having affinity with the other man who has the same label. It's men having affinity with other men who have pro-male behaviour. That's the important distinction. Pro-male behaviour, non-male hostile behaviour.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So, we can't tolerate having bad, hostile, anti-male men in our spaces, as they are a bigger danger to us than the feminists. We accept all men who are genuinely pro-male. We reject all men who are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, examples of anti-male hostile behavior would be threat narratives about, for example, high-status men. Right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of conspiracy nutters who go on and on about elite men.
Yes.
So that's anti-male hostile.
Yeah.
A lot of men agree.
And attacks on and attacks on unmasculine men as well. There's an obsession with quite often stereotypically unmasculine men, quote unquote, right? Seem to be obsessed with unmasculine men, right? They want to attack other men they perceive as weaker to boost themselves up, right? To soothe their anxiety over being society's losers. That's very common behaviour as well.
Yes, we have to try. Go on.
No, you go first.
You know, we have to strive to be above that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Reject it.
Yeah, and also demonization of male sexuality, like this no-fap bullshit. That is anti-male behavior to the core.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
No fap is a real mania. Yeah.
It's a real menace as well because it's behind the current anti-porn ban in America, right? So yeah.
Yeah. It started as a fringe web subreddit as well. So
yes.
like bad ideas just grow scarily rapidly fast and take over.
Yes.
So
7.
7. Strongman posturing and coping behavior must be discouraged. Strongman posturing is based on a delusional understanding of reality, and it is coping behavior. Men do not want to do anything to fix the systematic problems they face, so they have to pretend they are winning. Other types of coping are used just to diffuse rightful anger, which is a motivating factor behind taking action.
This cannot
Yeah.
be overstated
So
enough.
basically, yes, yes. So they diffuse the anger that they should rightfully feel, and they just say, "Oh, we're doing okay. Actually, we're going to win. It's going to self-correct," and they don't do anything, and everything gets worse.
Yeah, like the Force doctrine, living in a fantasy land where, oh, if
Yes.
all men got together in my science fiction novel, then we could take back power from women. It's total nonsense. So instead of actually being proactive and doing something positive and fighting for men's rights, all they do is want to fantasize.
Number 8. We must reject feminism completely and utterly. We must reject the label completely. We must reject the ideology completely. We must reject all excuses given for why feminism was valid in the past, as all of them are based on total lies or half-truths. For example, feminists claim women couldn't vote, but leave out the truth that working-class men also couldn't vote, and men had to sign up for military service to vote, and women had powers that far outweighed the vote, like control over their husbands' properties and finances, and control over the children.
I also want to say something as well. Okay, we don't actually live in a democracy. We live in a pseudo democracy, right? It's a very complicated subject, but basically, your vote doesn't count for much in most Western countries, if not all of them. Right, so this fixation on the vote is actually irrelevant. Like the trade cons who wanted to repeal the 19th are actually feminists, because feminists go on about the vote and how important it was, and these like right wing trade cons go on about how important the vote was. No, there's like so many levers of power outside of the voting, right? It's unbelievable, right? Like real power is NGOs and business,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And
Yes.
I mean, look at the parties and the politicians you can vote. Are any of them pro-male? No.
Yeah. And even if they and the thing is, and also none of them listen to you anyway, even if you vote anyway. Both both so both part so no so parties on both sides of the spectrum in most countries have the same policies anyway, right? So it doesn't matter who you vote for. Again, it's a pseudo democracy.
Yeah. So, we are not here to reform or redeem feminism. We are here to abolish it. We must move the Overton window so that it is acceptable to talk about banning and outlawing feminism. Talking about banning feminism shocks even most MRAs. Right. So that's the end of the manifesto here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's going to be concerned trolls who are saying like, "Ooh, banning feminism? Are you against gender equality?" Right? They're framing it like that, which is complete bullshit because feminism is against gender equality. We are actually pro gender equality, right?
Yes. We post about it a lot. Like all the injustices feminists commit, that increased discrimination across the world. Yeah.
Feminism has never been about equality because women have always been privileged over men. Period. Women have got this very powerful emotional power over men. Right? There's some Pavlovian conditioning that women put on men. That's far more important than any state power. And women have used it to capture state power. So it's made them like triply powerful. Right? It's a force multiplier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this, right? these people, they go on and on about elite men, but even elite men are like these tradcon provider slaves for their wives, right? So it's actually, and we know that the wife in relationship is in charge. Women dominate marriages. We have also all kinds of data that shows that women are more aggressive in relationships, both physically and psychologically, right? We see during divorce that
And wasn't there a study that showed that women looked for submissive men as well in
yeah,
relationships?
yeah, I think that was posted on the Promet Collective subreddit even.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a study saying women like submissive men, but they're also violent towards other men.
Yeah.
Like that was their
Yes.
women's preferred trait in men.
Yes. Attack
Yeah.
dogs, basically.
Yeah, so when these whatever podcast types say, "Oh, women want men to be leaders," this is bullshit. They want men
Mental
who
defect.
are, yeah, they want men who are leaders of other men, but who are submissive to women, right?
Yes.
Who give money to women, who work for women, who work themselves
Yes.
to an early grave for women, right? So
Yes.
this is what people need to understand. Men need to understand this, that if women are dominant in relationships, then they're also dominant on a society-wide level.
Yes. And they're dominant outside of personal relationships with men, because if they make men submit to them personally, those men are going to be enforcers and going to dominate other men outside of the relationships.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
outside of the intimate relationships. So hypergamy, this is another thing that people don't understand about hypergamy. Hypergamy isn't just personal relationships. Hypergamy has effect outside of personal relationships. If some loser men wanted to be submissive to women and just give everything to them, and it didn't affect anyone outside of them, right, it wouldn't matter. But it affects men outside of those relationships. That's the problem, right? Men get pushed out of social circles and job circles due to hypergamous women, right? Hypergamy is based on male hostility, the instinct. Get men working, disassociate from low status men, don't associate with them, and cut them off from social support networks. That's what the hypergamous instinct actually is. It's actually hostile.
Yeah, so hypergamy shows that men strive to embody what women want. They want to embody female preferences, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that they embody warriors and political leaders, and feminists have used this fact to say, "Oh, look, men are political leaders and CEOs and warriors. That means they're dominant." But they leave out the fact that women actually demand these roles from men, right?
And warriors are not dominant over anything. They're disposable violence dispensers at
Yeah,
at the behest of high status people. So that's just the frontman fallacy is actually a fallacy as well, because you don't need to invoke the frontman fallacy, because the problem is, oh look, that man is in a certain position, therefore they lead society. No, that should be rejected out of hand. No, you don't need to point out there's more men lower down than women. No, because the frontman fallacy is the men at the top of the male hierarchy are still submissive to women. They're lower down than women. Period.
Yeah. You know, frontman theory is completely false. It's just
Yes.
men are not
Yes.
leading. Men aren't in the front.
and here's also another thing, and it's actually mind-boggling that Marxists are not realizing this. For example, because Marxists can, on some level, they understand, or they accept that society has, or the economy has, regulations, right? State regulations, taxes, etc., right? Regulations on private business. But they still say that the society is capitalist, and rightfully so, the society is capitalist. But the justification that they give is, it benefits capitalists, right? The state regulations benefit capitalists. So, but they cannot turn around and apply the same logic to the gender dynamics because our society benefits women. So it's obviously not a patriarchy, but a matriarchy because even male politicians benefit women, right? All the policies benefit women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marxists. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
No, Marxists are blinded by women worship. I mean, that part of their class struggle is to gain resources, gain power to bribe women with as the working class.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Marxists are limited.
Anyway, yes. Anyway, so I think we're done here. I think we've covered the pro ideology. So we're different from the other ideologies. We're not typical MRAs. We're not Manispherians. We're not MGTOWs. Uh, yes.
Yeah,
So
we are the
yeah.
pro-male collective.
Yeah, and
Yes.
also our ideology is based on the truth. It's based on facts. It's not made. It's
Yes.
not based on make believe. It's not based on our preferences, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of truths that we incorporate in our ideology, they're actually bitter pills to swallow for a lot of men. They're very harsh truths for a lot of men, right? That they don't want to accept, but they have to accept it, right? We tell men what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Yes. What they want to hear is male hostile as well, so they shouldn't be hearing it anyway.
I think that's why we get a lot of members who had to watch and listen to us years before interacting, because they had to have
Yes.
time to absorb our ideology because of just
Yes.
what harsh truths we are saying. Yeah.
Yes. I'm done. I think we've covered everything.
So, do we actually want to look at the subreddit itself?
Uh, Look at the statistics of our growth. I think we need to show that.
All right.
To be honest, I think that's
It's
important.
been 40 minutes anyway, so okay.
Yeah.
So insights.
So go to yeah. That's a. So if you look at the general trends from the past, I know you talked about this a lot. So go to the bars down the bottom.
Yes.
There's bars
Here we
down the
go.
bottom.
Yes.
So
So
look at the yearly. Go to yearly stats. So you got to
right.
scroll up.
Okay. Here we go.
You got to scroll up.
Okay. Here we go.
Right.
Here we go. Past
Yes.
12 months. Here we
Yes.
go.
Go to the bottom.
Yes.
See the growth there. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
exponential growth.
Right there. So for the past
Yes.
year, we were floundering at just under
Yes.
10k visits per month, and
Yes.
look how
Yes.
much we shot up. So
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this is what success looks like.
Yes. Well,
yes,
yes. The promo collective is rising.
yeah.
So I'm
I think it is
okay.
rising because I think it is rising because a lot of men, they even though they cannot put their finger on it, they subconsciously feel that there's something wrong with all these other groups. They're not doing anything, these other groups,
Yes.
and the pro male
Yes.
collective is innovative in a lot of ways. It is revolutionary,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
The other groups like the Manispherians, the right wing grifters, all they can do is say some trite truths, like very unoriginal truths about how men are disadvantaged compared to women, and
Yes.
they won't offer men anything after that.
And the thing is,
And also the Manispherians actually validate those disadvantages men have because they're loser men who are not competing correctly as well. They'll validate it.
Yes.
And here's also the thing: they will compromise any sort of male issue. Talk about male issues. They will compromise that for right wing politics, right? Because they're obsessed with
Yeah.
left versus right wing politics, which actually smuggles into their philosophy anti male implications, right? So for
They're
example,
racist as well.
racism, for example, or free market capitalism. If you support free market
Yes.
capitalism, then implicit in that is you support unsafe working conditions for male workers, for example, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
other harmful anti-male policies, right? But because
Yes.
they're obsessed with right-wing politics, they cannot correct their stance on that, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I think we're done now. I think this is just long enough. So I think we should end this.
I agree. So,
Yeah.
shall we just sign off here now? I think we said all we can
Yeah,
say.
I'm done.
All right.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Over and out. Thank you all for listening.